In Tibet.
Stop repression and torture.
In Tibet.
Stop repression and torture.
In Tibet.
Stop killing.
In Tibet.
Stop killing.
In Tibet.
Tibet is burning.
China is lying.
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 Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet?
China is woman.
Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet?
China is woman.
Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet?
China is woman.
We demand religious freedom.
In Tibet.
We demand religious freedom.
In Tibet.
Let the Dalai Lama.
Return to 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 Tibet.
Stop the culture genocide.
In Tibet.
Stop the culture genocide.
In Tibet.
Stop the culture genocide.
In Tibet.
Release all the political prisoners.
In Tibet.
Release all the political prisoners.
In Tibet.
Release, release.
Pension Lama.
Release, release.
Pension Lama.
Release, release.
Pension Lama.
Free. Free Tashi Longju.
Free Tashi Longju.
Free Tashi Longju.
Free Tashi Longju.
United Nations.
Save Tibet.
United Nations.
Save Tibet.
United Nations.
Save Tibet.
Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Break your silence.
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 United Nations.
Long live.
Dalai Lama.
Long live.
Dalai Lama.
Let the Dalai Lama.
Return to Tibet.
Let the Dalai Lama.
Return to Tibet.
Let the Dalai Lama.
Return to Tibet.
We demand human rights. We demand human rights. We demand human rights. Stop repression and culture! Stop repression and culture!
第三站没出入也是蛮快。Legalin, legalin.
oppression and torture. Release, release. Release, release. Release, release.
mima tez ya perona jago mima shosa mare tez ya perona ani dik jel ya mima mangche diyo chorsa de mangudo de bejana ya gudo an mudu ikime na rona tuche
We demand human rights! We demand human rights! We demand human rights! We demand human rights! Stop the repression and culture! 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 Stop the killings! Stop the killings! Stop the killings! Stop the killings! Demand is burning! Demand is burning! Tibet is burning! Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet? Chinese government, Suruna! Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet? 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 We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! Stop the cultural genocide! Stop the cultural genocide! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Let the Dalai Lama! Long live! Long live! Long live! United Nations! United Nations! United Nations! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! Break your silence! Break your silence! Break your silence!
현재 축산하러나 단대대 수구 먹고 싶다면 동화로 수구 먹고 싶다면 디간스나 먼저 따졌다기 당고들이야 상마야 짜로나 왜 짜로서 수구도 상마야 짜나 따졌다인다 배짜로 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 나디 수구디 뭐지 땀찍기만 하러나 아저디 양자 보고요래 내가 로선 첨부 싶은 땅사업을 기성들라 현재 상황이 야구제 냐니 줄여야 돼 진짜로 나셔야지 아니 되네 단답변을 찾으시나 프리 펜젤라마스 펜젤라베기 구와 간대전에 아냐나로 봐 구와 이그네트 셀프 레뮬레이션 인티베스들라 베베 sabdata 지난데야 담면을 이게 정말 아냐나로 나셔야지 action! Release! Angela McQuaya Canarana. Release! Release! I stand for Free Benjamin Lama! Free Benjamin Lama! Free Benjamin Lama! Free Benjamin Lama! China free! Free! China free! China free! Free! China! Long live! Bejalo! Bejalo! We demand human rights! 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 Stop the repression torture! 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 Stop the killing! 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 Debate is the burning! 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 Thomas Shudyarana! Debate is the burning! Debate is the burning! Debate is the burning! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! We demand religious freedom! Stop the culture genocide! Stop culture genocide! Stop culture genocide! Stop genocide! Stop culture genocide! Stop culture genocide! Stop culture genocide! Release all political prisoners! 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 Release, release! Release, release! Release, release! Release, release! Release, release! Lotoku, Lotoku! Lotoku, Lotoku! Justice over Lotoku! Lotoku, Lotoku! Justice over Lotoku! Lotoku, Lotoku! Justice over Lotoku! Tanjoku, Tanjoku! Bola Nation Tanjoku! Tanjoku, Tanjoku! Bola Nation Tanjoku! Tanjoku, Tanjoku! Bola Nation Tanjoku! Stand up for justice! Stand up for justice! No more sleepy! 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 Bojalo! Bojalo! Dar mujikate taloni talote basho! Dar mujikate taloni talote basho! Dar mujikate taloni talote basho! Long live! Long live! Long live! Let the Dalai Lama! 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 No human rights! No human rights! No human rights! No human rights! Stop the killing! Stop the killing!
Stop the killing! Stop the killing! Stop the repression! Stop the repression! Stop the repression! Stop the repression! Stop the Ganja genocide! Stop the Ganja genocide! Stop the Ganja genocide! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! No more sleeping! UNO! No more sleeping! 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 No human rights! No human rights! No human rights! Stop the Ganja genocide!
Long live! Long live! Long live! Let the Dalai Lama! 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 We demand human rights! We demand human rights! We demand human rights! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning! Tibet is burning!
现在后来要不能送长马路了推荐上学院，那听得了，俺说屯子了公给搞了蓝灯我了，所以上来真是别的迷茫当，随便咋着说吧，电信别的，业绩别的要不说吧，这送呢国际区别多，现在俺们娘这接受个对当了，去个南北跟着南北当，俺们迷茫用说吧了。 同马的三级这些来学院，长马路个建设的，提人给对嘴的，还来跟那个全部是强调的，今天就上班了，迷茫连接嘴那公办这些个团的迷茫不是他拍下的了，对这学当，俺提人俺做搞了那年个工作长马路，还来给那个建给民那讲启动啊，这电子学院的，俺的可能不做俺让做别的。 मारे छिलो के मिजां जां जिरे तिने दु खो नंबर तो कलम नाम कावला थुना छिबे थोने से नाया ता अनि कलम देंदा देबे छिक देंदे लिये जो थवे कावला छा दाम नाया काजो के नाम जुर तो नाया तिनसो छमलो ngरang so के लेंगे जिरे सम के दु तिने दु मिमा छमलो के दिथोला न्यमरु नांगरो ना शिवई तिने गंसो तंदा गोदि सोचो मने तो तुशोर चिचिंग सो दिल कोंगे मेवा जि शिवई 俺说开上呢，顶着全部去特地去摸着全部那路去都下月的呢，菜了呀，可送前面这3万人的拉土民都，俺的萝卜头家了，顶着的特地去归都，俺顶着的冲就嘛到特地去都马上学人。提前了，俺的天给跟着那把做长马路带了，小家刚了，得去那玩，但是俺的都学着了快点的。 安迪切了，应该头呢都他们那样的学员，都这样。
Teshidele and good afternoon to all of you. We are very happy that so many of you came to Geneva and to stand for Tibet. The Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association and the International Campaign for Tibet jointly organized today's grand rally here in front of Palais des Nations. As you know, the 35th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council opened today at 9 a.m. at the Palais des Nations. I'm sure they also know we are here. So before beginning with our program, we are pleased to welcome our guests, Mr. Martin Bursig, Mr. Norman Baker, Mr. Chang Ping, Mr. André Gatola, Mr. Stefano Dellari, Monsieur René Lanchet, Mr. Kai Müller, Mr. Ivan Rocha, Mr. Samdo Chambatsering, and Mr. Jacques Arnaud. So now we start our program with the Tibetan national anthem with flute player Jacopo Pacifico from Italy. So please. as soon as they are ready. So.
다 현재서 최세달에 가서 제름 시송도 스베바체는 도야이 통마대라 상만냠싱토 배제급 전부 전류 부주당 대체 미투 아니 말아서 배 강제 중게 아니 제제 화성전지 보호다 보문남지 까지 제수전 배토네 냥행아제 까마치리 낭주이 제급 침비 전류 배배 까불라 미만 현재서를 비구시야라 우샤마 비나로나 시와인 투체
Now prayers are followed by the abbot and the monks of the Rico Monastery.
Ramjan Jebe Sazo Malu Bakandu Chiya 这个这些给了关注一些，我就真正老们做那么老，大家都就这个算，刚才广播等阵要作业，过在没些给家了的，现在人家做不了今天。这也过上缺大娘家，对这一些居民的长辈等到等北京，下边也他妈老早他们这了，大家都学照片上的。刚才广播等阵要作业，过在没些给家让的，现在人家做不了今年了，帮到远的人做听了。那我如果叫做大人们陪着多久我娃来，让将都说要娃他们这了，大家都学照片上的那看见广播等着要。过在没些给家让等着，现在人家做不了今年，这天送了看给我着些，超多些话南疆那边，上面没有归上一万倍，但是他们却结束，大家都学照片上的那看见广播等着要做，过在没些给家让等着，现在人家做不了今年，是为中国人中老七八万，等等我所们家的一些，南当多些从来没些话，日子八百跟着当着，大家都学照片上的那看见广播等着要做，过在没些给家让等着，现在人家做不了今年，看着知道那也对这多。到娘家若别在家，能就是老早住了住在，那时候把我看着错了，大家都学照片上的那看见广播等着叫做，过在没些给家让等着，现在人家住不了今年，多节长给嘎达茶叶多，没人人员多年，等到等人就业。都在这一些简单但是叫做，大家都学照片上的那看见广播等着叫做，过在没些给家让等着，现在人家做不了今年，大老们交给上那么了，学长你呢可别说的吧。没事，你们中国人呐，大说刚就作为关键不。我网络上等人叫做上述没些本就没能把相信用着多几年，高完家族也没到的说，让将家娃关键在外国，人都差不多送回了。这来官兵都不年不节，家把这些邻居周就，邻居昨天赶上南结果，旅前眼水接多大住，都在就都关到让到了外，也在这些这么了解决，上那边面这那对这就到处人家总说大面积，看见这边人。关上就叫做大建修，民众世界也为起了，但这路啊没别的，大给拉上大别多多的，没别听过的了，牛猪说这么远的要是别马些娘中着了，不见大光别，都说这些赛道了嘛，大给这边没马的过些这些东西。用作特别的，长得也样别，变得变多，电人接到这边结果，出去那就叫我别过，没事人家照片用的别，把面都给那边娘的，说个日子莫给几把个，现在大家叫做哦，贴不了感觉，全得见着那就老了不给咱们，你个这边找到几枚就。有多前面多钱多不，要么对 Ye Nube, Langji, Rashi, Nibu, Yebe, Niji, Mese, Yu, Zona, Landrome, Yonzo, Jamze, Jabe, Bella, Renye, Nindo, Nabe, Debe, Yonzo, Benjo, Rawan, Zame, Lunjo, Chuse, Sunje, Gade, La, Jebe, Kesa, Nyuwa, Nyu, Denda, Dinze, Japse, Rari, Le, Jebe, Luso, Longchu, Yonda, Kawan, Jaja, Jube, Yewo, Na, Chuzin, Gwende, Tuji, Kyowo, Dona, Gombo, Jere, Sewangi, Seje, Jebe, Jangara, Ganji, Yonzo, Yachen, Mulama, Kanzebe, Desan, Dende, Nyudu, Chao, Nando, Juni, Same, Dende, Da, Shosum, Tuji, Tudan, Denzi, Lenge, Lume, Tingu, Daja, Dembe, Mulan, Geme, Nyudu, Sho, Kare, Rave, Gove, Shingan, So, Pendan, Dewa, Malu, Chuve, Jere, Sewa, Denzi, Yazo, Ye, Shape, Site, Badu, Den, Yuru, Ji,
Kolop Nao Kavla, Mimang Ngone, Tunan Chimbutone, Senaya Dang, and in Nenga Chinki, Kolop Sum Kavla, Gavin Namjute Naya Dang, Cha Dab Naya, Denzo Song Malo, Tabajamanaro, Chini Larian Bugulji Shui, and in Sungshanang, Tomar, Sube, Tunzo, Soso, Kusha, Thomas Buklichone, Modu Sungshan Nangju.
Now follows the opening speech by Thomas Büchli, President of Swiss-Tibetan Friendship Association.
Respected Kerinpoche with the monks community from Rikon, respected Namka Rinpoche. Dear representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, dear member of the Exile Parliament, dear President of the Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, dear speakers from all over Europe, dear presidents and representatives of the different organizations in Switzerland, liebe anwesende Tibeterinnen, Tibeter und Freunde Tibets. Au nom des organisateurs du rassemblement d'aujourd'hui, la communauté tibétaine à Suisse et Liechtenstein, la campagne internationale pour le Tibet et de l'association de l'amitié suisse-tibétaine, je remercie sincèrement à tous les porte-paroles et qui a voyagé partisans pour la solidarité une fois de plus avec le peuple tibétain et d'accuser le gouvernement chinois pour sa grave et constante oppression de cet aimé et héroïque peuple tibétain. At this occasion, when the United Nations Human Rights Body is preparing for the next year's Universal Periodic Review, UPR, on China, it is extremely important to put a strong signal. So many Tibet supporters join hands with our Tibetan friends here in front of the United Nations premises in solidarity with the Tibetans in Tibet who are jailed in their own homeland by the decades-long suppression of the so-called liberators, the Chinese Communist Party and their satellite authorities in Tibet. Gerade heute sind unsere Zeichen wichtig, wenn geopolitisch alles in Fluss gerät und Freundschaften zwischen den USA und Europa oder den demokratischen Nationen Asiens ersetzt werden durch neue Allianzen zwischen diesen Demokratien und einem China, das sich durch immense Finanzkraft ein weißgewaschenes Image erkauft hat. Wenn der amerikanische Präsident sogar den globalen Klimawandel als Fake News negiert, wie viele Tatsachen können dann erst von der kommunistischen Diktatur China durch konstante Falschinformation und Propaganda aus den Traktanten der internationalen Organisationen gewischt werden? That's why the Tibet organizations and their supporters are urgently calling to the international communities to help bringing China's repressive policies and practices in Tibet to an end, as they drive Tibetans into the tragic act of self-immolation's protests. The Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, TGSL, the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association, GSTF, and the International Campaign for Tibet, ICT, jointly call today, "Stop China violating human rights in Tibet. Release Panchen Lama and all political prisoners now. China must open Tibet to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights now. UN member states ensure China is made accountable during UN Human Rights Commission's Universal Periodic Review, UPR, in 2018. Je traduis les paroles en français. Arrêtez la Chine de violer les droits de l'homme au Tibet. Libérez Panchen Lama et tous les prisonniers politiques maintenant. La Chine doit ouvrir le Tibet au Haut-Commissaire des Nations Unies aux droits de l'homme maintenant. Des États membres de Nations Unies assurent que la Chine est faite responsable pendant le compte rendu périodique universel UPR de la Commission par des droits de l'homme des Nations Unies en 2018. Die GSF setzt sich ein, dass in der Schweiz die unglaublich brutalen und andauernden Verletzungen der Rechte des tibetischen Volkes durch China nicht vergessen gehen. In Zusammenarbeit mit den tibetischen Organisationen und mit der Parlamentarischen Gruppe für Tibet bringen wir Tibet immer wieder ins Bewusstsein der Schweizer Regierung und des Parlaments. Gyarmaki Pöla Troami Tötang Bebatang Drakpö Tsenon Tangdang Tangshi Jöpa Tema Chepar Danse Tok Super Düntrok Tsopane Ledun Natso Tsamshi Jö. Tema Yimpar Tsopak Katang Trötsok Katang Süß Shungla Böde Mache Par Trenso Yang Yang Tangiö. Wir alle stehen an der Seite unserer tibetischen Freunde hier in Genf und in Tibet. Nous sommes tous du côté de nos amis tibétains ici à Genève et au Tibet. We are all on the side of our Tibetan friends here in Geneva and in Tibet. Ngatsu Sübe Tön Troktsok Bane Tering Geneva Du Pebe Bömi Trokpo Tsordang Bönang Du Jöbe Bömi Mang Zorla Kyap Curieux. Long live the Dalai Lama. Tashidele. Bög yellow. Bög yellow. Bög yellow. Tachina.
먼저 집에 전에 초배 초소 구샵 토마스 버글리 초려야 먼저 미망 창매 삽주체 오늘 전에 할래기 된다 덴베 콜업 삽게 나올라 닝타반에 투체 가딩체 나수에 당한저 군대 내가 제 도스텐데 주고래 군대 내가 제인데 제 지든 제갑기 소수 셴바 surbatang ani khona karsukurbe debe lo mangbe ngene wanzu lanamebe gongsan tamgo guting chichiba chambu chota dewa chungwa mase ani khona zu gekap ki tanda trozo nala dende shunaya tana shingi khuryu ki kola chale naya halaya ki ani naga jengi niyogi minachi tang ngaranzo pedela halaya ki tunyurungune jabjur tuda namba kundu nang dengengi ane chek chudin gega ne yimba kushak Martin Bruxil chore ane konang la depe chekalo naro nang shuayi tuchana.
We welcome Mr. Martin Bursik, former Deputy Prime Minister of Czech Republic and Minister of Environment.
Tumi kashichi kat chujupe tumi kashichi de sokshin chola jablo lo rokanang gugudo pero nang shuayi tuchana.
Dashidelek. I'm happy to be here with you again after less than a year. This is one of the most fabulous atmosphere at the demonstrations in favor of the Free Tibet. Thank you for that. I came over here from the Czech Republic, a small country, 10 million, in the center of Europe. And you know that our President Václav Havel, the dissident who was jailed, he became a very good friend with His Holiness Dalai Lama. He was the first president who invited His Holiness Dalai Lama after the Velvet Revolution in the Czech Republic in November 89. So His Holiness, 2 months after, was already standing in front of the Prague Castle having a speech. And I came over here to assure you that the Czechs support Tibet. We have many things in common, and the worst is the experience with the communist totalitarian regime. The situation in Tibet is extremely serious. According to the Freedom House report, which was published last year, Tibet is number 2nd ranking with the worst human rights conditions after Syria. People are killed, murdered, tortured, jailed, lost. It's a very serious situation. Some political analysts say that this situation is comparable with China in the deepest time under Mao Zedong. So I have a first message for Xi Jinping from here, from Geneva. Stop the violence in Tibet and release political prisoners. The presence and the level of the violence led and caused the 150th victim of a young 20-year-old monk Yamsang Losal, who self-immolated recently. Second message to Xi Jinping is, let His Holiness Dalai Lama to go home. Let Dalai Lama return home. Because the most prevailing reason why the people are self-immolating is the reason that they want His Holiness Dalai Lama to get home to Tibet. I'm an environmentalist, and the Chinese presence is devastating for the environment. You do know how environment is important for the climate. Tibet is the third pole. It's the largest concentration of ice after Arctic and Antarctic. And the glaciers are melting. And we know that there is a connection between the nomadic traditional way of life and endangering the environment, because the nomads were working on their grasslands. They were protecting the environment in a natural way for centuries. But now the Chinese forced the nomads to settle in the socialist villages, and the grasslands is being changed into the desert. And the desert causes the melting of the permafrost, and the permafrost is keeping the methane in the ground. So it is a sort of bump there, and which is endangering the climate around the world. So another message for Xi Jinping is, let the nomads to be the stewardess in their own land. Keep the nomads to live in a balance with their ecosystem in their nature. Another message is with respect to the demolition of a Buddhist academies, Larungar and Jachankar. Stop the demolition of Larungar and Jachankar. All this part of my speech were negative, tragic messages. I'm sorry about that. And I want to now turn to a more optimistic part of my speech. Last week we had a Buddhist teacher in Prague who was teaching the basis of Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism. He told us, nothing is permanent. This will also change. Nothing is permanent. The situation in Tibet will also change. Tibet will be free. The world is changing. The Berlin Wall has fallen. The Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia. There is no more Soviet Union. Arab Spring. The world is changing. If we keep together, if we address to our politicians so that they keep on ethical and moral principles of advocating human rights, freedoms, humanity, and democracy, we will win and Tibet will be free. Long live the Dalai Lama. Free Tibet. Tashi Dilek. Thank you.
책 계급기 아니 실을 구션바 surba 아니 마틴 브룩셀 촌에 칼롭 할레야기 랍첸당 가딘제기 된den게 칼롭 나와라 nye 참에 삽주제 닝 타반에 투체나 수여이 미망 행 네 집에 세베 종알에 개와사기도 행제 속 낭당데 할레야도 tukchiche cuttingche tandat nimake chawa tistigi du de sogomdan cheche muitiche tagara nangroji bugul ran shuai tuche dichela nganzo kolom nanyen de inyulki nangsi lunje kushomba surba tang tade char inji pede japjur sobe soso kushab norben basket chone kolom sungshe nangju
We welcome Mr. Norman Baker, President of Tibet Society and former Deputy Home Minister of United Kingdom.
Good morning, friends. It's great to be here and see such a fantastic turnout of Tibetans and non-Tibetans here for this important event here in Geneva. And it's lovely to be here. I'm here as a Briton, and I want to tell you, first of all, the people of Britain are with you. Now, in the last 24 hours, I have voted in the UK election. I've travelled abroad to a country of my own choosing. I'm taking part in a rally and expanding my political views on Tibet. And no one is telling me what to say, or is going to stop me from saying what I want to say, or arrest me afterwards. These are simple rights which people in my country and in Switzerland take for granted, but they are rights which are denied to Tibetans in Tibet. In Tibet, Tibetans are political prisoners in their own country. Martin has already referred to the US House of Freedom report, which suggested that Tibet is the second least free country in the world after Syria, even worse than North Korea. And yet we don't hear about it as much as we should from our governments and from the international press. Now, the UK has a very special role to play, because in the 19th and 18th century, we made a habit of inviting ourselves into other people's countries without being asked, and that included Tibet. So we have unique inside knowledge as to how Tibet was before it was invaded by the Chinese. The Chinese government likes to rewrite history to suit themselves. And if you've read George Orwell's 1984, you'll know that's what the party in control of that dictatorial regime was doing in that fictional work. And George Orwell wrote in that book, "He who controls the past controls the future." That is what the Chinese government is trying to do now, to rewrite history, to pretend that Tibet was always part of China. It was not. We know in Britain, we were there, Tibet was an independent, fully functioning country. Let me just tell you and put on record what we, the British, found when we went to Tibet. We found an independent country with its own government, its own currency, its own postage stamps, even its own foreign policy. And indeed, Britain reached agreement with the Tibetan government. For example, the Simla Convention of 1904, with China nowhere to be seen. Now, His Holiness wants to advocate the middle way, and he's been very generous in his approach to try to find a peaceful way through the difficult situation. But let me be quite clear of what my perception is. Tibet is not part of China. It is a country under occupation since 1959, and not just occupation, but brutal, unforgiving occupation, with the Tibetan language sidelined, with religion denied and downgraded, with culture treated with suspicion, with the environment degraded in a most appalling way, and with any sign of dissent treated incredibly harshly. Having a photograph of His Holiness Dalai Lama, or a Tibetan flag, or attempting even to give traditional burial rites to a Tibetan who has self-immolated, will regularly lead to arbitrary arrest, torture, long imprisonment, even death. This is not a civilized way for the Chinese government to behave. They should be ashamed of themselves. So why does the world stand by? Because China is now deemed too powerful to challenge. So the world will pick on a small African country, perhaps, where human rights are being abused, but now turns a blind eye to the abuses being piled, not simply on Tibetans, but on the population of China itself, or Chinese people themselves who wish to express their rights. It seems that today, for the United Nations behind me, morality is now a branch of geography. So should we just accept that? No, we don't. And I'll tell you why I won't accept it. I don't like bullies, and China is a bully. Bullies have to be confronted, or they get worse. I don't like countries that lie about the facts and reinvent history to suit themselves. And I don't like countries that cynically sign bits of paper, international commitments, without the slightest intention of implementing them. China has now seen a gap in world leadership as the US, under the rather self-obsessed moron Donald Trump, retreats into itself. While China is entitled, because of its size and its history, to a large role on the world stage. But if it is to be accepted by the rest of the world in that role, it needs to conform to basic norms of international behaviour, which it is clearly not doing. So each of us needs to challenge our own governments and challenge the UN. Because for governments to stay silent is to be complicit in the abuse of Tibetan human rights. To turn a blind eye is to give the wink to China that they can get away with their appalling and inhuman treatment of Tibetans. And for me and for everybody, I hope, the Tibetan struggle is our struggle. While one Tibetan is not free, none of us is free. I want to live in a world where people are free to say what they think, free to follow their religion or follow no religion, free to enjoy and celebrate their own culture. These are universal rights, not just Tibetan ones, but an erosion of Tibetan rights is an erosion of rights for everybody in the world. So we must continue to fly the flag for Tibet. We must fly the flag until the clean, pure rivers flow down the mountains and wash away the corruption and injustice that covers the Tibetan plateau. We must fly the flag until the heavy clouds of oppression have passed, until the bitter rain has stopped falling, once again until the sun emerges and bathes Tibet and its people in the warm glow of justice and freedom. Let Tibet be free again.
Norman Barber Chola, any one at on a get up, call up subject now, and Ning Taman, Twitch, Shua, Dan Chapsi, and a Konangi, call a Durduji, Daniel Hinges, Chendo, which is the Shuana, Kona, Low, Mongbung, and around the Pedin, Trevor Minachires, Shuai, Chikton, Gukya, Gupini, Cheche, and it that, and you don't choose the Walla, Congress, the long one, you should search Ringla. And it to the number Gundu. How about in your Nangla, you deve, Pedin Soba Seate, Sampling Nangla, Pedin Soba Yuvenane, Soba Ningsho, then the Samalo, Maranzola, phone number to sort of a cutting a dene, those younger, and mix it to Chanang cutting chest. Mutu, Kimber Nangju, Tring Kimber Dambunic and a pay Abu Kotu Nangitu, Mima, Hangers of Jether Namdang, Kimber Jundang, Zondang, Samalolia, Tring Shiva Sagata Valuna gave us teacher cutting session. Stop repression and torture! Stop repression and torture! Stop repression and torture! Stop repression and torture! Stop killings! Stop killings! Stop killings! Stop killings! Stop killings! Tibet is burning! 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 Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet? Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet? Who ignited self-immolation in Tibet? We demand religious freedom. We demand religious freedom. We demand religious freedom. Stop the culture genocide. Stop the culture genocide. Stop the culture genocide. Stop the culture genocide. Let the Dalai Lama. Let the Dalai Lama. Let the Dalai Lama. Let the Dalai Lama. Stop the demolition and erosion. Stop the demolition and erosion. Stop the demolition and erosion.
Stop the demolition and invasion. Release all the political prisoners. Release all the political prisoners. Release. 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 Free Tashi Wangchu. Free Tashi Wangchu. United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Break your silence.
United Nations.
Break your silence.
United Nations.
Stand up for justice.
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 United Nations. Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Let the Dalai Lama
Discharge your Tibet.
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 We demand human rights.
In Tibet.
We demand human rights. We demand human rights.
In Tibet.
We demand human rights.
In Tibet.
Release, release.
Dalai Lama.
Release, release.
Dalai Lama.
Release, release.
Dalai Lama.
Release, release.
Dalai Lama.
Tibet is burning. Tibet is burning.
China's lying.
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 Free Tashi Wangchu.
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 We demand human rights.
In Tibet.
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 Stop the killing.
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 In Tibet.
We demand religious freedom.
In Tibet.
We demand religious freedom.
In Tibet.
We demand religious freedom. We demand religious freedom. Stop the Kachin genocide.
In Tibet.
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 Release all political prisoners.
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 In Tibet.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Let the Dalai Lama
Discharge your Tibet.
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 Tibet is burning.
China's lying.
Tibet is burning.
China's lying.
Tibet is burning.
China's lying.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
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 Break your silence.
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 United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Wake up, wake up.
United Nations.
Free Tashi Wangchu.
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 Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Long live
Dalai Lama.
Let the Dalai Lama
Discharge your Tibet.
Let the
Discharge your Tibet.
Let the Dalai Lama
Discharge your Tibet.
We demand human rights.
In 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 Tibet.
Stop the repression and torture.
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 In Tibet.
이 슈그점 샤조도 야 짜로 나 그치 공개단 맵지 Break your silence
United Nations!
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 Wake up
United Nations!
Wake up
United Nations!
Wake up
United Nations!
Stand for justice
United Nations!
Stand up for justice
United Nations!
Stand for justice
United Nations!
United Nations
Wake up!
United Nations
Wake up!
United Nations
Wake up!
United Nations
Set the bed!
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 Tibet is burning
Help!
Tibet is burning
Help!
Tibet is burning
Lie!
Tibet is burning
China's lie!
Tibet is burning
China's lie!
Release
Benchen Lama!
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 Long live
Dalai Lama!
죽어야잖아 Long live
Dalai Lama!
Long live
Dalai Lama!
Long live
Dalai Lama!
Long live
Dalai Lama!
Let the Dalai Lama
Return to Tibet!
Let the Dalai Lama
Return to Tibet!
Let the Dalai Lama
Return to Tibet!
Release
Benchen Lama!
죽어야잖아 Release
Benchen Lama!
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 Stop the cultural genocide
In Tibet!
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 Stop the human 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 genocide
In Tibet!
Hey, Jalo!
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 미망 랭게라 탕반네 아니 팅체 수여이 템베던소 할래야게 아니 냐마 숨지 되레레 드링델레레 라다레바체네 차 수부당 야부 쇼난게도 창로로 닝 탕반네 퇴체낭 거딩체 수여이 다 단징게랑게 창로로 기체 수임에 가르전라는 랭게수 람사 다디체르 디페게레 디체르 디페게레선 첸두그와 nye 디체네 상와샤유 다양 갈음나게 뺀년다지 비례 아니 코나 자나 기 산고바 임바 마세 산고바 탁진지당 아니 좀바보시장레 아니 코나 구셔 땅빙라레 코나기 베게니지 콜라 카메난게레 아니 코나 뒤다 나바군종한소 베데당 베게니뱅게 콜라 뒤다 나바군도 아니 디강라 공바시딩엔지당 안디강라 투게 공부 체시 유등인지 레스웨이 코나 칼럼나가 두 스테데 슈웨이 투제나
We like to welcome Mr. Tang Bing, who is an experienced journalist and writer who has served as editor-in-chief of ASEAN Affairs Hong Kong, deputy editor-in-chief of Southern Metropolis Weekly Guangzhou, a guest professor at East China University of Political Science and Law, Shanghai, and runs a few commentary columns in various presses writing on politics, science, society, and culture. Mr. Ping was removed from his position in 2008 and subsequently banned from print, denied a visa and has not been allowed into Hong Kong after publishing an editorial questioning government censorship of that year's Tibetan uprising. Now he is living in Germany as an independent writer who are running columns for Deutsche Welle in Germany and newspapers in Taiwan and Hong Kong. Please welcome Mr. Tang Ping.
Hello everyone. I'm so honored to be here with you and to have a chance to talk about Tibetan human rights, which is concerned by all of us. I'm going to speak in Chinese, and Mr. Lozang Lima will help to translate into Tibetan. 各位朋友，大家好。2014年11月，我访问了达赖萨拉，在那里1周的访问中，最让我感到震撼的是2个10几岁的年轻人。 一个过于兴奋，说个不停；另一个一直在颤抖，几乎说不出话来。他们刚刚从西藏逃亡出来，历经生死之旅。一个大声说：“现在我终于可以拿着达赖喇嘛的画像走在大街上了。”在自由世界的人们听来，这种兴奋显得有些奇怪。然而，这正是他们流亡的全部的意义——自由。 2位年轻人的生活并不完全相同。一位是普通的高中生，家庭小康，也没有受到直接的身体迫害，但是思想遭到压制，令他难以忍受。另一位是寺庙中的小僧人，为了信仰一直在思考激烈的抗争。他身边的好几位朋友 和亲人都自焚了。
对，共产党的罗军队这个送茶油的，做干的是呢，年冬节给俺做不用做别人去对，对对俺做给大家开始，后来插把来工给3个半，包数给江南包数插把来工切削这个原子的，现在的工给。 인지 그 반조가 사쇼 지가라 산주 줄랑 카키 인지 미니 장댕 토니 유아촌 면조 직 토니 가동 면조 토니 버그네시데 세다체 보시 공지 렌디데 자자나로 컨트리브스 이제디 되는 거서 아주 배바가 된다는 것동 가서 동네 마음을 양요래 어디 인사는 아주 대화 숙셔모 연주 지리 이제디 다다나 코란 가르라고 그랬으나 년도 쥐쥐로로 다른 사람을 어디 가서 참석이지 페인스 드디어 변화를选拔된다 투송스选拔된다 투용인데 부분이 다른 사람 투송 부분이 직 겐디바레스 직 미샤오레 내자리 다 코니 투디 그 전화 가르치 숑스나 코니 그 투디 지금은 배 선반는 배 김나나 직단디 가리나 시에 투야 상모를 직답하고 선발에는 기본을 직 전화지 다지 가동촌의 면조지 직들라지 요나 고랑 소소 셈노 카트인데 송고도 지금에 야지 신이 전화 랑반 다수견 직파대 수대 남자르지 돈도 직변나 남자 소소 수구나 대 키에디샤스 전남지 대지리다 대지 부신다 다대스 주자되고 연저 부디 갈라르스나 당나 사자딜라 레츠하비 슈고 드렌 오종이 야르무지 구바드 킹의 총노 야주 마주 가르치는 조고도 왔어 다 딜라용도 콘다 전남 미세 가지 숑스나 다 지단신의 딩운에신나 노멀하게 직내 당시로 왔어 라마 딘데지다 소소 미리기다 우티 딘데지가 빠르지게 미시야는 너바 춘 면조지기 우티지가 빠르게 키어는 더 총노 로얄 딩운에신나 노멀하게 왔어 레데 코 딘데지게 남주지 땡투나 라완스야디 손난의 흉체몰래 손스 텐사리 콘주고 로바단다 고쇼치기 갈라고 그랬으나 내게 빈자 몽고 兵家的兵将容易的让你们谁当什么事？但俺大家提了的，这三弄了，他就我那个说给让完头上去了，来从三个的三顶个从那的谈到去中间当俺这个的这个是呢，三的把下的修枪不都是？大家提了呢，他没给这些人大数结果都是，是吧？大数结果的如果没把这马来是，三个从那修枪不这个同的从那的来用的。可能这里送的，第一个可能 mix 这个的 mix 这个从那少是不是这样子？
让我感慨的事实还有，绝大部分中国人都完全接受官方教育，认为西藏自古以来就是中国不可分割的一部分。更何况这2位年轻人来自四川藏区，他们会被认为理所当然是中国人。但是对于绝大多数中国人来说，他们在中国的生活不仅陌生，而且完全被无视。在中国人所受的教育中，比个体生命的日常生活更重要的是国家主义和民族主义。他们认为中国是一个大家庭，必须要有长幼尊卑，长者是谁？当然是汉人。还必须要有家长，家长是谁？当然是习大大和彭妈妈。
那这里是，当然讲那个那当的个人是呢，讲那个制作的内容了，讲那个讲没得这个，后半个逻辑先爬学。后半个那当先就爬学，可能做个搜逻辑性格嘛的是，可能做搜雄风肯定一般，巨人肯定一般，这个没这个人雄肯定一般，我全这个嘛的是，听着就马出来个过了，共产党给打瓦的，不过穷穷的我做打瓦开始吃也是呢，陈药党忘记我了，看见你没这些所有的事，工作来把咱们注销的事。第一次，他工作的老师看的结果是呢，也开人路，没这个人路，没这个人路的看的是呢，也没这个钱包人路，看的是呢，也那地囊路呢，当不你不过变得人民不过今晚戒备学过的，不穷老是看你妈团场，老是穷的过程的看老是，不的人民个人是，的俺们的人是，干巴的过来熊叫的也是样子的，他给些写过的是，第一次呢，人民的时候看这个是呢。百사제도工作그래 했어. 가르치는工作된다 저거 요리해야지. 당분이 레바도 주사 그랬어. 대체도 내가 내라고 지금 저기 파티에 요 말했어. 자나 미망게 민보 참고되나. 제세제야 가장 개참. 민미령 우리 제세제야 다 빅백 참고했어. 인사비 단자기 코란속이 자나게 낭제모지 될 지이나. 낭디는 그 다고 수 있어. 머리 망쇼 야미 건조 인세 버렸어. 或者是加密的拿这个大物，俺是现在没谈起打谁走下去，这个要来是，这工作公司都要来是的，加密这个全部打完人路体。
2008年西藏314事件之后，我在英国《金融时报》中文网发表文章，谈论事实与真相与民族主义情绪，主张务要立场先行，一视同仁的监督中外媒体，反对一切新闻垄断、控制与片面报道，并呼吁汉人走出文化优越感之想象。对于少数民族的怨愤，要学会倾听和了解，才能真正平等。在这短短的时事评论引起巨大的舆论风波，也改变了我个人的人生轨迹。然而，我所谈论的问题，这么多年过去了，没有任何改变，反而愈演愈烈。在这样的教育之下，藏人长期坚韧的抗争，甚至凄惨的自焚事件，都被视之若无。这是中国人的耻辱，这是全世界的耻辱。汉人也有自焚抗争事件，比如2009年成都唐福珍女士为抗争强拆而自焚，官方也对她进行了污名。但不同的是，汉人主导的主流舆论拒绝接受官方的污名，要求进行抗争。2010年在江西宜黄 中式家人也为抗争自焚，也为抗争抢灾自焚，引起了舆论的自焚。一些记者引起舆论的愤怒，一些记者和网民还到机场去帮助钟家姐妹逃脱地方官员对他们进京接受媒体采访的强制阻拦。唐福珍自焚事件甚至还引起了北大5名教授联合上书全国人大常委会，建议他们进行重新审查相关法律条例。
这第一次的开始是呢，公了年可能给老句到底这个需要了，都给年冬节短期低了，引起个插花了，都给年当的了，3句就让了王正前么就是。3句就让了高东前么就是，西南那个3句不同的，不有那当的，起码进行长不长线，就这结果的是，那空给的人类的对的过了刚刚拆的是，刚刚拆的，但拆的拆行吧，你都建立当他把都可能给，就让蒙不进来不有个等到了，但空给不有几个月是，然的亚进着就差不了都人多不都是，那当的100多人多不都是，第七对，但他就想了。不要跟那对囊了，这里老开心囊了，让你们谁的白给那最休闲不就差有的是，让你们谁的爸爸结婚嘛的，家米给让你们谁忙不起来是，让你们谁的家米给结不的，爸爸结不的，看得起呢家那兄弟，对了呢就开始说的，没谁个大当满照的看得起是，爸爸给让你们谁的吃死了这个的是家那兄弟，看得是呢，家那兄弟看得上过是呢。爸爸没给让你们谁的给同的2个百位呢？让那兄弟贴死了太干去，跑动这个要把其控这个上路当个要来死。让你给让你们谁的才的是马个要来死，让你给对抗，让你给性格，让你给开篇，第一个阶段让你们谁切对，让那兄弟这第二代呢，或者才全部干了呀嘛，这呢，或干啥？他们这休闲不嘛这不起，你看来呢，这俺做爸爸的嘞，但是6块钱。你把的人民迷茫破钱不印刷的，人民迷茫的说给的70个年岁买印刷的，个让你们说的说康巴的人民兄弟洗不着的，3个人民个泡着样的，一个年岁的等于的70个我们印刷的，俺工作讲叫钱错呀，当钱土呀，这个年当就差有的是，印刷的，让那了让你们说兄弟是，有兄弟兄弟把的，咱们那个人的。大家共产这样的，或者说给民们个差不多去图个要买来，差不多一个国度看了拖了来要买来是，的800个的那当的这个咱们那个用了700码钱，不过那水的呢没他妈给让你们是一个保嘛，说给整个东沿的那当子，差不多休闲我中央的这个说800没给3就以内的开给拖呢，但台湾那种民们他们装掉了吧，就说的西南人800用做给，白天学校就跟这不的。接下来的应该是200家，但另外200的，可能接下去嘛的。
谢谢。这都是民族主义教育的例子。这个到现在709人权律师案、香港铜锣湾书店案，乃至近日大量微信公号被封杀案件，都显示中国的人权状况正在极度的恶化。世界是一个整体，没有人生活在孤岛。在此，我要再一次强调，藏人朋友的每一个抗争，都不仅是在为自己争取自由，也是在为汉人争取自由，在为全世界的人权做出贡献。这也是今天我们聚集在联合国广场抗争的意义。专制政权让我们所有人都为人权抗争，让我们所有为人权抗争的民族和每个个体都付出了巨大的牺牲。这里我想引用叙利亚诗人阿多尼斯的诗句来结束我的演讲：世界让我们遍体鳞伤，但伤口长出的却是翅膀。
那你就了，但不然流动加意思，流动可能加意思呢？对，俺是不里面嘛给门推呢的，老年老，这个年代给他做起来的，这样子没人我给他做起来的。人堂还讲个定啥不来事，可是呢，不里面嘛给多了，他做起来的， 소소 미리 지고다 소소 미리 리중 지고라 다저 제고요 말다스 조아 미 루난 게 주차지다 아 이나지 게 배전난 거였어 되게 배전난 것이 조아 미 루라다 휴진 참고 되고 그랬어 현사에 대 하자게 가서 랍지 참고 그랬어 시원 gen진다 차고 정조다 왕주 gen진 루디 소리나 탑조 지야디 조아 미 리글레 가레스 가르스나 미도 미 상마 맞아 변의 사실은 참반나지 참반나지 대두고 말아 개장진의 링체제가 되어 말했어 개장진의 링체제가 내 고랑 장가랑 수지 대되어나 다 되랬어 맞아 단단한 장링디 종조 종종 나신 차려했어 대서디 대 하장게 랍지 전부 저랑도 단다 딘 좀바딜 고랑게 슈디 통린다 링조 슈지고 왔다 대서 딱 제수 건 육동을 가르 슈거스나 지금 시리아치 가르스나 시리아게 냥아바지 송르레스 안조 소소기 랑왕다 소소기 톱탕다 미기 랑통시아 딕토라 타즈진 르보 용조 베듬 마스마노 소송스 레데 안조게 마데가라 효바제송스 랑왕기 효바 딘사데 디 인지민이 자랑송 셈노 장로나스
谢谢大家 ，Thank you。
당에 될라 야들이 생리 휴초시 먼저 들은 가서 변나라 야자 공부 된다라 정말 휴자리지 세리 두고 살아 대인사의 전원적인 외자한테도 배제당 외자한테 있는 가리나 배제당은 변나게 빈자에는 조보이는 조모이나래 야보지 저와체로지 답시 요거 제주 외자한테는 나 칼라 가르사요 나 가와치 요당 아직 상주의 집에 있어야 되는 랍디 줘 말해 인지 미니 변나 미만도 소라这个塞雷杜里亚的咋刚你经你个短大了塞雷杜安的被想来的，不没这个原来前学干的，不没这了，不就南巴塞确把名气拖的了，这南巴确把个想来的，这俺就买包，他送进干部给对了些过呢，俺就想来的，哦。这是的，南对都对钱你都是想来的，老远那的知名的给起大家人看得着的，真的没吧？啥的呀？做来的没呀？咋个没觉得的？我对了吧？第一季明年这经常做个三九九站那这送肉去，这给钱没的？但啥？我南就写这个全家修理马上马接入去死，全家修理是全家是马上我出个门多啊，全家看里面还过门多的，为什么位置记？为什么没得进马的？他们现在不要个踏实的，心看狼心，不要个踏实的，看把子没得进马的，哦。电啥的对吧？是呢，都扛这个酒了，啥拖啥个的了，都是的，都没把送现在这个名大兄弟们是，啥家的名大没得几差的你速度，要嘛的，哦，这些的应届明年哦，这上路要不就当，哦，这上路要不就当了去，不对的，俺说全看是新规嘛的，全看是马写的，全看写要嘛的，他给上安都去了，华龙中时就对了，家看起的家米给总本的家看起来下，家看起的家米给。年到半个婆婆常能修建街道啊，这穆斯林马主席前面那些前面的，这打地了，真的这样的婆婆现在给这么大的呢，婆婆都做了看这东西了，你这没人家怕我说看的钱头的钱，俺这牛奶就这个家中拿着去三的，公众股就看这价格多，俺这说股就价，知道吧的，俺这说看的钱头的钱了钱，我对。
상황으로 왜 단단建设的人 아니 구셔 당兵라다 뒤용군에 가서 배대는 거 걸라 뒤야 아니 덴베 가르속으로 선거였다 근데 아니 차별 제초야 다 근데 다람살을 패야 다 근데 그 궁에 망부지 견제 아니 들은 안저 되려 군들의 패제 아니 걸로 된데 나와라 예 참에 삽슈제 닝 타반이 투체나 수야니 안다 디체라 만조 구샵 안드레 가톨린 엔 코나 조소 공매 투미당 아니 투미 임바sam도 마세 베데 토라 투다 남바 군두네 아니 접결 숙제 난게기 아니 구샵지래 아니 고나한게 드랭만돌이야 칼롭나야래 아니 상물로라 야고치네 세로나 수야당 아니 칼롭나가 치기나로나 스테데슈야 투잖아.
We welcome Mr. Andrei Katola, French ecologist, politician and member of the French Senate.
Tashidele. Bonjour, buongiorno, guten Tag. Hello to everybody today. Have a good day. I would like first to say you it's a real pleasure to be with you today to share ideas, involvement and political action for Tibet. First, I would like you please to apologize the reading of my notes and apologize also for my not so good English. My speech will be rather formal due to my very busy agenda during the past day and the coming day. And this personal agenda, I must say, is always closely linked with the Tibetan cause. I just come from Paris, where I've organized an international conference at the French Senate on human rights with many friends of Tibetan cause. Norman Baker was here, and it's incredible because he was in Paris 2 days ago. He turned back to London for the very important general election that take place yesterday, and he is here today in Geneva. And I would like you to applaud him because he's a good friend. We were in Dharamsala last year together with an international committee of observation of the election of the Free Tibet in exile, and is always really very, very involved in our cause. At this conference, there were so many people from the transnational radical party created by Marco Pannella, an old friend of His Holiness, who passed 1 year ago. But we try, as his heads, to follow on the fights for struggle for human rights and also for the Tibet cause he has launched so many years ago. We present also many other people from the South Asia, and one person you know well was there. It was the Venerable Thubten Wanchen, and he was a major speaker of this conference. And he is very sorry because he can't be here today with you in Geneva due to a specific agenda in Spain in which he is involved for a long time. But he asked me to express in his aim all his warmest congratulations to the organizers and also to the audience today. So, in my name, in the name of Venerable Thubten Wanchen, I would like to thank a lot the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association, also the Tibetan community of Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and also, of course, the House of Tibet, who has organized this meeting. I would like also to thank Nondup Georgi for inviting me to speak at this rally today. I would like, first of all, to pay a tribute to this excellent initiative of the CTA, which through the holding of numerous demonstrations this year around the world has put the question of Tibet back at the core of the debate. For while Tibet and Tibetan cause still enjoy an impressive capital of sympathy among international public opinion, and with the international campaign for Tibet, we have launched many international surveys in France, Great Britain, Spain, Italy, Germany, also Belgium, and USA last year. And it shows that the support from the population of all these countries to the Tibetan cause and the popularity of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, is very, very strong. But this contrasts too much, with the position of the politicians of our country, with the responsible of the politics of this country. And it's a pity, because there is also a kind of silence. Media, big media, are still very mute about the situation on what's happened in Tibet. And that's why it's very, very important to have this kind of meeting here today, just beside the United Nations office. Because the risk of forgetting, especially when facing strong pressure from the Chinese regime, which deploys a massive soft power policy toward Western countries, this risk of forgetting is unfortunately very real. If Tibet is not today at the center of the international discussion, we must nevertheless observe that Tibet is clearly at stake in some of the major issues that are at the top of the international political agenda. One of these major challenges is, of course, the issue concerning the environmental degradation of the world and the issue of climate change that brutally affects our whole planet. COP21, the international summit held in Paris 18 months ago, has been a very important moment as a call to action to restrain the global climate warming. As you already know, President Donald Trump decided last week to withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement signed by 195 countries. This unilateral decision is potentially catastrophic for the world, but also for the Tibetan plateau. I think I don't have here to reiterate the impact of climate change and global warming on the planet. There are reports predicting that by 2040, the whole Arctic Ocean will be melted away during the summer. North Pole will be a big blue ocean. And the Himalayas and the Tibetan plateau are not spared. They have been warming up considerably during the last 50 years, two times more than the average level on the planet. So when we talk about Tibet, we often refer to the third pole, which has the largest store of glacial fresh water beside the Arctic and Antarctic. Also named the water tower of Asia, the Tibetan plateau is an area of unique global importance, being the source of fresh water for 10 Asian countries, nations, supporting more than 1.3 billion people. The climate change on its environmental strategic area will have devastating impact on almost half of the world's population. And as His Holiness once said, I quote him, "The blue planet is our only home, and Tibet is its roof. Tibet is its roof, the roof of the world, but we must listen to the voice of this roof. And through helping Tibet and Tibetan, it necessarily involves protecting the extraordinary natural environment, the very fragile ecosystem that has made them largely what they are, nomadic people, benevolent people, non-violent people, respectful people for Mother Earth. But it also means not only helping Tibetan, it means helping all the planet, and therefore ourselves faced with the heavy threats of the global warming puts everywhere. Today, despite President Trump's kind of isolationism, we don't have a choice but to find a way to live together on this increasingly interdependent and interconnected world. with the sad withdrawal of the United States from the Paris Agreement, there is another consequence. This consequence is that today China presents itself as a big player ready to take the lead on climate change. Recently, President Xi Jinping reaffirmed its commitment made by his country at COP21, and this, indeed, we can say it's a good thing. But however, the facts about Tibet in terms of environment and climate policy are very contradictory to this discourse, to this purpose. In Tibet and in the neighboring Xinjiang, it is the policy of maximum exploitation of natural resources, all kind of mining, irresponsible mining. It is a possibility, it is a policy also which destroy all the natural environment, and we produce more and more greenhouse gas effect emission. And that's a real problem, because on one side, China presents itself as a good scholar for the question of climate. On the other side, in China and other regions, they are the worst of them. And so we must also stress the point on this question, telling to our Western government, do not listen to don't be too naive to this affirmation from China about climate change. For thousands of years, the Tibetan people, especially the Tibetan nomads, have lived on one of the harshest places of this planet in a complete symbiosis with nature. The Tibetan indigenous philosophy and the late Buddhism has had a profound impact on the way of living of the Tibetan people. Today, due to the overexploitation, unchecked mining, numerous dams being built without proper environmental impact studies, and diverting of Tibet's river, a huge strain has been put on this fragile ecosystem. Furthermore, the Chinese government is herding the Tibetan nomads in so-called socialist villages, where the nomads are unable to adapt, profoundly altering Tibet's social and environmental fabric in one of the most misguided ground plans of Beijing for Tibet. This is leading to loss of social cohesion, indebtedness, unemployment, community and family breakdown. And so I think today is very important for me. As a human rights activist for more than 35 years with Marco Pannella, Emma Bonino, but also as a French ecologist senator, to be here, just near the United Nations building, to remind that the task of this global organization is to protect and take accountability of human rights that we decide, that we sign all together. It's the responsibility of the United Nations for the protection of human rights, but also environmental rights and for freedom of people. And we think that we have to go further. I had the chance to have many private audience with His Holiness when I've gone to Dharamsala when he came in Paris. And I suggest him that we create a group of lawyers, international scientists, international politicians, to make a project to do that the Himalayas and the Himalayan plateau could have a specific international protection due to their importance for the climate change and also for the protection of environment. His Holiness told me, okay, go further. I'm glad to meet other friends all over the world, because we have to do that. And it is possible, because if you see Antarctic, the South Pole, there is till 1954 an international treaty who forbid totally mining, army, or any kind of fishing around the Antarctic. This has created what we call Antarctic as a territory for peace and science. If you listen, peace and science, that's words always used by His Holiness. It's different for the North Pole, but it exists also a council for the Arctic Council, where the 8 countries all around the Arctic Ocean gather to make in common to implement environmental, climatic action and common policy. So, if the Tibetan Plateau, if the Himalayas is the 3rd pole, if it is the water reserve of the world, we have to coordinate a kind of status, a transnational, a multinational status. We are sure that Chinese regime will not agree, but we can put them in front of their responsibility. They say, okay, we want to progress on climate change, we won't be the good boy of the school with Europe, but what do you do in Tibet? It's the contrary of what you say. What you do in Xinjiang is the same thing, or in Mongolia. So I hope we have the possibility to go further, to use this international institution, which is the United Nations, to go away. And so someone say, there was a slogan, wake up, United Nations. Once again, wake up, United Nations. Wake up, United Nations. Wake up, United Nations. Wake up, United Nations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Catalan, for your speech and your great support. Mr. Ping is leaving soon, so we'd like to thank you, the President of the Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and the representative of His Holiness, Nguthu Dojila. They like to offer Mr. Ping our white scarf and a little present. So may we ask you again to the stage?
Thank you.
Today, Bishop Andre Gadolin Choki, Kolop Sabje Nawata, Tizam the Mase, and Konangi Togo, Tanda Bishop Norman Barker, Konan number Nijalo, Monetane, Taramsala Chavata, and Kesakeni, the Paris, London, Geneva, Tux Payaki, Tukur Cheche, Mazula Nawata, Tuzedo Nawala, Kolop Sabje Nawala, and yet Samet Subsuje, Ning Tapan, Tuchana, Sue. Dicela Tanganzu Sungsha Nange Bishop Stefano Dalari Chone, and Pedenda Deve, Kalop Sungsha Nayatan, and Kona, Italy Peden, Jabjur Sobe, Soso Yimba, and the Sane Dine Duk Chikuna, and Konane Kalop Naya, Kalomnaga Chikina Ronans, and the Dishuin.
We welcome Mr. Stefano Dallari, President of Casa del Tibet, Italy.
Tashidele, in the name of Italy, in the name of all support of Italy. And I want to say, ciao Pingya. Ciao Pingya. And thank you for this invitation. And you are so kind. I ask you your kindness to to forget, to forgive, not forget, to forgive my bad English, okay. Okay, there are two different feelings in my heart today. I'm happy because we share the road for peace. And I'm very happy because I remember looking at your face what I did in '82 when I discovered the Tibetan culture in Ladakh. When I went to study the teeth of a monk as a dentist and I discovered the soul of Tibet. Then I went in Tibet in 2005, then I met His Holiness. And I said to His Holiness, I want to open a Tibet house in Italy to support the Tibetan wonderful culture. And His Holiness said to me, okay, let's go, and I will come when everything is ready. And the most beautiful day arrived, the 26th of October in '99, when His Holiness went to Tibet House, your house in Italy, and he opened a Tibetan museum. Great joy. It was a great joy too when Pavarotti organized Pavarotti and Friends for Tibet, and we collect $1 million with Nicoletta Mantovani for the Dehradun project. A great joy with the Nazionale Italiana Cantanti that with Richard Gere play a football match with all the singers and we collect $750,000 for the project in Bangalore. Great joy. It was a joy 3 years ago when I opened 2 dental clinics in Zanskar, in Padum and in Randun Monastery. Great joy. We can do good things for Tibetan people. We are happy. But from the other side, there is a big sorrow. A sorrow when I read a newspaper, when I watch on TV. This wonderful land, how hand is suffering, is sick. Too much blood, too much war, terrorism everywhere. There is something really, really wrong that is affected everybody of us. And the other sorrow is that 30 years ago I remember the voice of His Holiness. They said, make Tibet a zone of peace. Cancel the army. Give this money for education. And he said, clean the plateau of Tibet. The most important river must be pure for millions of people. And no one listened to this wonderful voice. No one listened to the wisdom of Tibet. And what's happened? War everywhere, pollution everywhere in the ocean, in the mountain. And they know what it means. And they feel the face, the heart of these 150 people that immolate themselves. They are not for themselves. They are for the world. They are for us that they are doing. And let me call these people with a very strong word, kamikaze of peace. Not the kamikaze that want to kill the people, but the kamikaze that overcome the fears, overcome themselves, to grow up the world, to wake up the world, to knock on to a heart. I hope that they don't need any more to kill themselves, because we have to do this path, and we can do it. To be short, I am a doctor, and I use a word of a doctor, and I say that this world, this motherland, has a body. The body of this motherland is sick. And I think that Tibet, our Tibet, is the soul of the world. There is no meaning, impossible to live without a soul. It's just a mechanic life. It's not a true life. So we have to save this soul. We have to save Tibet. And if there is a world that is sick, there is a medicine. The medicine is the wisdom of His Holiness, is the example of the Tibetan people. So today we must say to all the world, we must say to the politics, to the powerful of the people, follow the wisdom of the speech of Dalai Lama, follow the example of the non-violence of the Tibetan people. It's easy to destroy, but we have to create, we have to unite. We have to be only one world, in peace, in freedom, in smile. So let me tell you that there is a medicine. And we are the medicine of the world. Dalai Lama is the medicine of the world. And Tibet will save the world. Tashi Dalai. Ciao, Binga.
Italy ne chige jangbe kusha Stefano Talari chone ani kungwe zeme to der chige jangwa zangdo mase ani kolop sabje nangwala ani ngemi ma chame sabshu je konang la ning tawa ne tuche nang shuayin ani den legul jin genzi kusha kai mular chone ani dunsom dan legul dan tebe sungche naya re ani konang ne ngarang zo chimzang da jigwa re duda namba gwendu ani kusha kai mular choke tunju naya re rojo naya re chasang dos nang di go re ani kusha kai mular la sungche kalop nanga pero nang shuayin tuche na.
We welcome Mr. Kai Müller from International Campaign for Tibet.
Hello, Tashi Dilek to everyone. It's great to be here again. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. And I think it's very important that every once in a while and regularly, and more often even, we speak out for those who cannot speak for themselves. And I see some of the placards, the posters you've brought, and I see the face of the Panchen Lama. Let's hope we see him soon. Let's hope he has freedom to move, freedom to decide by himself what to do with his life, and freedom of choice. I see other pictures, slogans, Tashi Wangchuk. Tashi Wangchuk, as you know, is a very brave advocate for Tibetan language, for linguistic rights of the Tibetan people. And what has he done? He's just criticized the Chinese government for speaking up against their policies. That brings him into jail. He's now there for more than a year without any sign of a judicial process being really taken seriously by the authorities. He is someone who deserves our support. I think of the many Tibetan women and girls also who speak up, who do take pressure, who are also being convicted, who are detained, who are put to jail for long times, like Jeshi Shudran, a doctor from Lhasa, who is sitting in jail since 2008, and she's got a very long prison sentence of about 15 years. We hear that she is not in good health, and we hope very much that she is in good spirit, that she is getting the medical support that she needs, and most of all, that she is set free. We all think of someone who has passed away almost 2 years ago. Will be in July this year. We will have to commemorate the second year of his passing, and that is Tenzin Delek Rinpoche. let's not forget him. He has been a community leader of a very, very special nature. He's moved his entire community. He's worked with his community. He's done charity work. He's worked for language rights. He's done so much to support his community. You all know what happened to him. He has had to suffer a long, long prison sentence, and up to this day it's unclear why he died, how he died. And we want to make sure, we're going to tell the Chinese government, we are not letting go. We are calling on you, and we will call on you to clarify it, to really deal with this case properly as a human being deserves it. We're here today at the United Nations. Governments and also the United Nations need to be clear about something that's very, very important. You will lose against a very assertive Chinese government if you do not stand up to your principles. You're not sticking to principles makes you weak, and you're going to pay. That means if you don't stand up for the Tibetans and many others in the People's Republic of China, if you don't stand up for them, you're not only hurting them, you are hurting yourself, and that must be absolutely clear. Tibetans are partners because you are standing up for human rights. You urge the Chinese government, you urge every country on this planet to deal in a diplomatic, peaceful way with the Chinese government. You refer to international human rights standards. That is what we people in the West need. That is what we are looking for in this world that becomes more and more unstable. So, Tibetans are if I speak as a Westerner, you are our natural partners. And that's why we have the obligation, and also in our self-interest, we have to work to support you. We have to support all Tibetans in Tibet. Thank you.
Kushab kai mulala da ngarang so bede ki legul nang la halya ki kadi jeng ki mina ji re an konang ga dring de kalop sabje nang wala an kushab kai mulala ya ngang sangme sab shu je ning thang ba ne tu che nang shue ta an ngarang so sane Geneva jelse an agni yer ki chijap zongbe kushab Ivan Russia chone kalop sungse nangju ani kushab Ivan Russia chole ya kalop nangro nang shuen tuchen.
We welcome Mr. Ivan Rochal, Mayor of Vernier and member of the Green Party.
Mesdames et messieurs, permettez-moi, si vous me l'accordez, de vous dire quelques mots en français au nom des Verts suisses. Le Parti des Verts suisses, parti national de la Confédération helvétique, est de tout cœur avec le combat et la lutte que vous menez pour les droits inaliénables du peuple tibétain, tant d'un point de vue national que d'un point de vue culturel, linguistique et religieux également. Votre lutte quotidienne depuis des décennies et des décennies pour retrouver ces droits, pour pouvoir les conserver, cette lutte pacifique que vous menez doit être soutenue par tout le monde et tout le temps. Je peux ici vous donner l'engagement que les Verts suisses seront et sont et ont été et continueront à être à vos côtés dans cette lutte. Vous devez faire face à un des plus importants pays et puissance du monde, celle-ci a décidé de ne pas respecter vos droits, elle ne respecte finalement aucun droit si elle ne respecte pas les vôtres également. C'est le message que je tenais à vous faire passer, notre solidarité pleine et entière, ainsi que la continuité de notre combat, de votre combat et de notre solidarité avec vous. Merci beaucoup.
Genève Zongben Bishop Evan Roger ke ani club subject na wala sangme subject je ning da wa ne tu che na shui di che la tus trozo tumi surba reni longse cho ne ani sungsha club katin chiju Bishop Rene Longche cho.
We welcome Mr. René Lonchet, former Swiss Member of Parliament.
Chers amis tibétains, liebe Tibeter Freunde in der Schweiz, parmi les peuples dans le monde privés de leurs droits, privés d'existence culturelle, privés de liberté collective et individuelle. Ils sont nombreux, mais parmi ces peuples dans le monde privés de ces droits élémentaires, il y a le peuple tibétain. Le peuple tibétain, pour moi, les représente tous. Et le symbole, l'emblème de tous ces peuples privés d'existence. Tous ces peuples réduits à l'ombre, réduits à la clandestinité sur leur propre terre. Le drame que vit le peuple tibétain a commencé pour la nation tibétaine en 1951, quand la Chine, renaissant de ses difficultés du XXe siècle, après les agressions qu'elle avait subies, et notamment l'agression japonaise, s'est relevée. Mais la première chose qu'a fait la Chine, c'est de nier la souveraineté du Tibet. C'est un mauvais départ pour ce grand pays, et une grande tristesse pour le Tibet et pour le monde. 1951, plus de 65 ans, plus de 2 générations de Tibétaines et de Tibétains qui n'aient pas connu la liberté élémentaire d'être chez soi. Il y a eu des étapes dans la tragédie nationale du Tibet. Cette tragédie nationale du Tibet, qui a commencé en 1951, a connu la première date emblématique, 1959, le soulèvement à Lhasa et la fuite obligée du Dalai Lama. Ensuite, ça n'a été qu'une spirale négative qui a culminé avec la destruction de quasi tous les lieux culturels et religieux du Tibet lors de la révolution culturelle. Et la répression depuis, si elle a parfois changé de forme ou d'intensité, n'a jamais cessé. Cette répression qui a fait que 65 ans depuis son annexion par la Chine, le Tibet, comme entité nationale, est nié de la carte du monde. Et pourtant, les Tibétaines et les Tibétains résistent encore et toujours, rayonnent à travers le monde, à travers celui qui reste leur leader spirituel incontesté, le Dalai Lama. qui d'ailleurs envoie ses lumières, pas seulement sur le Tibet, mais sur le monde. Eh bien, chers amis tibétaines et tibétains, l'histoire des liens entre la Suisse et le Tibet a commencé précisément en 1959, lorsque il n'était plus possible pour de nombreuses Tibétaines de vivre au Tibet et qu'ils ont pris la dure route de l'exil pour reconstruire une liberté à eux, mais pas chez eux malheureusement. Eh bien la Suisse serait-elle capable encore aujourd'hui, je l'espère, à ouvrir grandes ses portes au peuple tibétain et a accueilli de nombreuses personnes dont vous êtes les représentants et les descendants, qui depuis se trouvent chez nous en Suisse. Cette solidarité exemplaire, ça n'a pas été un geste unique. Cette solidarité doit se poursuivre. Cette solidarité, c'est une responsabilité, c'est aussi un choix. C'est le choix que nous faisons. Nous, citoyennes et citoyens de la Suisse, qui jouit de la souveraineté nationale, qui jouit de la liberté politique, qui jouit des droits démocratiques. Cette Suisse se doit d'être fidèle à ce geste de 1959. Et à l'heure où l'Amérique, qui historiquement a sauvé l'Europe du national-socialisme, se replie sur elle, refuse ses responsabilités par rapport au monde et déclare se retirer des accords internationaux, n'a plus d'intérêt pour les droits humains, eh bien, à l'heure où l'Amérique fait défaut à ses promesses, l'Europe, les autres continents, les autres pays doivent d'autant plus rester très fermes. Nous ne braderons pas la liberté, ni la nôtre, ni celle des autres, et surtout pas la vôtre, sur l'autel des affaires, sur l'autel de l'argent. Et si nos dirigeants ne sont pas toujours clairs là-dessus, malheureusement, parce que les intérêts financiers sont forts, les promesses de bonnes affaires sont là, eh bien nous serons là, élus, non élus, citoyennes et citoyens de Suisse, pour dire « Vive le Tibet libre, nous serons toujours avec vous ».
Suisse 조조 투미 surba kushak rone lonje cho tude number ku do ngazul tuze tunje de kalov nanga phigo re en triya de lar peche kalov lamdu ngazul dusna re en dila ning tabane tuchena suyain changme chapsi dije la kushu jitu samdo chambatring la ne beden legul dan deve sungshe nangju samdo chambala.
We welcome Mr. Samdo Chambatseringla, Tibetan Member of Parliament from Europe and South Africa.
Tomade Tanda Shigu Chimbo Legu Dige Chedu Pepe Gombe, Kerumbo Cheta Gindu Namal Hengere, Tine Namgarambo Chechore. And the net shed on Tarende, Sungshe Nangalia, Naranzo Gabjo, Nanke, and a Lumbo Chug in Nane, and a Chelsea Legu in Nala, Chale Gurumuna Yunge, Pebe, Pedungi Chedo, and Gabjo Nanke Tanda, France Re, Czech Republic Re, and England Re, the net Swiss Rang Re, the net Italy Re, Duse Chetagi, Yamichik Cheche, Lumbo Chugi, and a Pedun Gabjo Nanke, Sungshe Nanke, and a Kushab Kita Chimus to the Peche and Sunshe Nambre, Sonza Kuranzuda, the Netanda, Suista, Liechtenstein, Puri Mimangi, So Soshin, the Tuminamba, and the Nekonsis number, and the Netanda Mozo Kuzab Tunju, Kongo Mudu Dojilata, and a Subi Tundro Sobe Sozo, Thomas Biglila, and again the Soshin Jaya do and mix it and the Subi Tundro Sobe Yule Nalia, Suiski me, but on the horses, Sungajo Kurai, de Pe de Shasonza, the Thomas Kisumuna Shinre, and the consumer and a pedung Chedu Legu
de suis dans le pays de yore sonza nambada and the ICT ki tanda de kuzab chi dus peche yore ane de da tande puri binda changmada chije ki chobu changlo liya an chati jidu gemon che lada an kube chendo ne ya chamji changme shuye yin dine tanda pyo rang ne tanda kungi zawa malas cheje zom jik dan she jik nanglo liya siksu cheba dinde ji tuen yungudu mirik serwa keda rikshun tere teni yelwar tona mirik zawa la nges cheje mirik yi tuksa di pyo yegab ki mirik tendu ne gogu yona geyi da rikshun di ane dabu jizin yabu jizin che gu res cheje di pyo nangla yuebe ki pyo ri tsalon chenge ki ane zom dan ane she jiduk cha de yore sonza di indu ane ngaranzu ki siksu chebe ki she suyo ki nangla ya ane 다른 산제 리수제 산제 세수 다 줄도스 타네 다기 디네네 리다 툼베 레 잠차 교메 줌베 리들라 녀버 미자 테다르 차스 체제 산제 좀된 데기 추역이 제수 주베 진주바지 임베 차네 산제 좀된 데기 아니 샵데 마슈야게 레가 등예바도 제고그레 아니 산제 좀된 데기 깐낭베기 추여디 아니 당도 랭고그레 체메 자완년에 미슈베체 아니 산제기 아니 추역이 제수 주고 예스 체제 켈렌 담제기 직수 제바디 pyo rangzen sho ne ta tanda lomu chuta kashi chik pyo di yami ki zendro che che pyo yakhon su ne de yo re sonda pyo yekab re pyo miri ki ne tun da drowe dewe to ne sik su cheba di gomba shebe ina nga pyo ri su keba re pyo di nye yin pyo miri ki che du nye lega che gu re sambe ki en kelen tamja di shira ki tenbu chu gogu re samge yo sonda denda indi nganzu ngoy ne cho chik ne 자시부 된주부 용야래야 지제기 민약하님도 대화 체내 표등기 체도 yapjor 슈고야디 차기요래 초신다진에 표본 미링어를 TV 랭헨디 가르를 슈비는 다기 대치기 축삼지 송소 만수기 랭헨 찍디 표 제갑다 미리기 체도 튼들다 표 제갑다 미리기 체도 레드 시제 정부지 제마도 왜 이내야 표 미리기 천시 pyo mirikla ane tseme mayo achik nyebado shuku kore pena debe tuju nanglo le suis nanglo le yinba yine re pyobe kuma gyabsha seya di tsakwa na tuyungu yore sanju na tuyungu yore pyobe ki mise sha seya di tsakwa na le tuyungu yore nyingchi na le tuyungu yore nyebe charang na ya France nanglo le ya pyobe bugu chiki pyobe buji da pamuji seb re seje nyingchi na le tuyungu yore tsakwa na le tuyungu yore keza tanda pechani keza kanyi tanda jakharge nangla chachomba yina shunje chige lo gubja songbege ene kunda chikuma gyabche jakharge gesa dili pyoba tendu chesa machunuka tilale ya nyendobege zinsun chesa da pyobege tseme shugu yore somza di chedu tagi kondu shube tsiksu chebe nanglo niya nyume zumbe rigdila ane nyumbar meja tedar chas cheche gyume zumbe rigdila nyumbar meja tedar chas cheche nga pyoba re pyo mirigi chedu nga le lengen ti yu tenda indu pyo mirigi ane shepchi shumatu be ane shamdenge shugu me sambadi sorwa de ngebardo gogu re samgi yu sonda di chigre cho shendajina tagi sumu na shin re keza kanyi tanda getingi nanglo le ya pyo kamjo le ya jakajida pyo rigi kangen chik nyendung shitam nangudu ngal di lebe kapche nge di nyenchin sum di tebe ngal ya nyingi parding di kangle gyogaji chinje soran madeo shungsu sonza tenda indu tadi sada rengbyu neju chik cha de yore ngonzu yinchi ge nan shesu ya think globally act locally is love nashi ngaranzu ga sane sato la khari che tu gudwe di nang gogure pena tharin tanda de shira mangu phe na sha shira yakure ta dile yaga di nganzu dile manga zombe ne yaga re yakshu ju chumbe ne pheba dindon ge ba chazan de zomtuna yakshu di chagi yore sonza yabu yaga yakshu cheche ne da la ya kebar di yungu yore sonza di indu ane namazu de pheba di shira yakure ane ngaranzu sane sato de dewe ne ju to ne kharin nang tugu yobadi nang gu re sije di chik shundu chung ta shamje da ane gekabda mirigi chedu ledun cheba do ji dang ende tari tuju de simde shundu chung pena uja tenju gong uja la cha chomba ina
long sumju songa debaji phe gekap re phe miri re phe gi rishon re phe be chizo go chedo shabji shuyo re sonza denda inde sanyi nani shini gong gongba zobi ne lo lebu chini nge debe rishon la ya phe miri gi chedo ledun cheya chu phe gekap go chedo ledun cheya chu konsa jangbo chembu ge ene kagon jishin do dobi yins sambe ge sorwa kibu ju to ne joya di yungu yo re sonza denda inde ene gekap da miri chizo go chedo shabji shudo ya ge legu tsamya di kechemburu de mena ene shabjen shuya ge ene samsamda lebe kabla nyeba do no samji tang go gore samlo sabsaji nyeba do gomba khor go gore sambe ge chona shu chimbu chungso di chigre ta dine danda de chozula pechen je shubi ne nge chik tare kugab de simje shubi ina sambre pena chozu ningbula cha shabi ne timi losum na sha namre da nge yunga to ne shutubya jire dine danda chozu loni namre logic da zodo yore pugong e pala chigi nangmi gi nedan amla alpha shi sha che phe jeka miri chizo ge chedu ledun de chagi yore sonza din de shirag yagore ani denda ga rigde gyami ine tarin tanda gu de yore pena pomo denju mudula dabada tenzin ningula dabada kranzu de zomba dige de zommatu na sambe ge sorwadi tende yore konjungone zommatu yagi bezuya chigi yore sonza din de ngaranzo ge chigti gi nubade ngaranzo ge tunding gi nubade ngaranzo ge nyamding ge lega chegoya di phe gekabda phe mirigla une 세면지 만로야가 삼로 시작된부지 케베토네 공부 야베이나 안타시부 된도 용거래 삼백에 서로 숙충부지 유 안디 남바제 켄도 체도 직슈나 삼브레 디네 단도 대 그거 디셈베 토네 베나 개원실랑아니 같이 친등아베 나라 리갈이야 ITN 게 총도치기 tole yungro cheje ani kugab di sinche chaba yin ta the international tibet network cheje sungu yore wa deli ya phedun jab jun nang ge sokwa jamin na zo ka zom cheje ani kodu nang che ligu de begi sonza ngani ni de charia chu kap thudu ya ani go chondu thwe chabe je ge wan chela ngani da tanda charo chini ji ye phage denge shungen chi ya ani jese ki da hakbardu riga tanda Latvia Letland singe di ranzen tobe ge doring ge duin la korang ge tiche di ngozu ranzen tobe ge nimuk jene lang be ge doring di hins de la ngozu loda zom ge yore se korang phage lebada korang zu ge jekap ge lushe tangche nganzu gu chuje nganzu nyen chuje dinde ge chorwa thagbo dinde ge chorwa jeshen ge chorwa mi dinde je luyo ba chonan chung sonza di indu ngaranzu ine ya phe jekap chimbe jeda kheya de phe jekap chimbe jelu ta ya de phe mi ju tu sana au zazi ge number 20 di ngozu richi ge mi ji 만주 직변 직조 제고고 레삼베게 서로 노보드 예바도 고고 도삼베게 초난주 중소 선자 대인도 아니 미리글 제베 제sem리 미리글 라자데 기이 진진치야데 저 리쇼 아니 소수기 윤검 제야데 디게디 하장게 개청고래 띵어주 난고고래 띵난바 디게 아니 자나게 닝라야 자나게 시숑게 아니 모고야게 다 미드야게 내단지 임베인데 띵안주기 예레 띵안주기 아니 개카지 레삼게 선자 디직 돌게브나로나 슈예이 eng에 타마데 시라마슈비토네 네주직 계제 던진 제제 슌드 슌버디 따디데 베나 페나로리아 루소 메추 핑에 림바 총제 다 자당합줄이야 카테 침버레 아니 틴제 제캅다 미리 치조게 체도 루소 메추 핑게 엔게제 파우 파마츠에게 틴자에 르단 쳔모 난고야게 아니 규진 차잔디 겐지 차잔디 자나기 슝쿠라레 여바디 시라게 세부레 텐다에 탑 두부기 내단치기 오네 아니 콘주기 미리다 제가 우체도 아니 루소데 메추 퓨기 요레스베이 베나 제지기 단다 조미 톱당기 내단기 돈이 슈비이나 벽나라 첩시기 냐는 슈쇼 지기 요레 베나 벽 란제이 벽 라와이 고사 초벽을 덴제 슈고 요세기 개벽 잡아 잠기 아니 첩시기 떠죽지라 켈랭기 돈에 동대 지야를 중앙나 주야를 딘데게 돈에 저와 미기 톱단 시베 갑로 첩시기 톱단디 변화라 자원이니 요마레 딘데게 좀제를 때네 변화라 여베 페미솔라 닝기 나자지 당신기 자나 슝기 소고 요레 세제디 겐지 차산 자나 슝을 여바만도 르소 메제 표ken기 별이 빈다 솔라 요마레 세제디 네바니베 돈에 슈두야기 내주치그레 근데 내주 신다지 슈비나 최저게 라완디야 변화를 자원이니 요마레 근데 단대차라 차천주 슈비나 타기 될 하룬가게 내주직 세세 나왔어 근데 하룬가게 나로리야 chajun tizu gebege ani nangma sanje be temba nganju che da rikshung puba che goyagi ani rindhan jenge neda yobati gom nyamlen dugu yori shetuk chigi yori sonza dindege ani gondi ka torjom cheba chajun ge chenga jajang ngapju tamba pet ma chokcha cheyagi jana ge chashi diksha bagi gyumsen la tene kap thudu nganju nyinchin la siba ina ani 공유 코랑게 공부는 조고 레스 체제체 아니 지주 랑고나리아 주체 아니 공부 찾아내마 비체 내비는 것도 와 그래서 딘제기 좀제라 때는 루스 매주 피하기 아니 게인데 체기요를 손자 디 좀제 두제 땡땡데 찾아 자나 숑 코랑게 쇠바만도 지기 만주 배박이야 아니 가낭다 쪼낭다 아니 자나리아 니메 카요기 수요도 르소 메치 퓨기요르스인데 자원이는 말이스 체절 하롱 가르기 아니 또르시기 레구디야 아니 르소 메치 퓨야기 레구기 직나로야 추구 요레스지디 세부치 슌데주 베나 테나 신기 탄다 냠데 제조 조아미 톱당기 레구낭로 톱당기 나오는 숭베감나 벤조르기 아니 시진디 찍고 레스지 숭구 요레 베나 미리게 팔아야 인제 메바 고구 레스 라고 요레 베나 벼그 나로리아 벼리다 저리기 라자야 개바 요바 벼리다 저리기 톱당야 카가 임바 벼리다 저리기 아니 데두 낭미기 내다야 카가 임바데 먼저 세부시라 하고요 변화 영에 변면서 세부시라 또 두고요래 손자 된다이 좀젤라 때네 미리기 연제기 초로에기 돈에 초로 마대로 쏘고요래 된다 손자 단다 냠데 제조기 도미 톱당게 내든 담이나 조기 돌아 두스마 때베 갑라 아니 르소 매치 붕에 단다보도 야당갑 좀 충분히게 찾아는데 야나 슝랑기 쇠베 레가시 레 만도지기 만주 뱀이기 야나 슝려야 아니 년도 보조 제약이 내주 자원이네 차기 메시지 딩에 다른데 딩제 돈을 세우지 쉬는 삼수 먼저 대 좀바 찾아내야 서로디 지고 직장지 여바징에도 삼구여 서구여 손자 디체디 만주 응을네 아니 지제 잡조와 있네리 신다 수투구 여베네 디 아니 카요디 찾아 야나 슝기 캐고그레 야나 슝의 요레세제 세우시라 송고그레 삼구여 디네 당에 페지가마 주도 여기 삼고도 선자 당에 도스마 때베 갑려야 아니 오고 대페바야 구제바 망고도 닝타번 투지 슈야이 학바도 미리기 신고 patriotism 게신 제 미리기 사자 신고 미리라 제와세디 랑신 행게기 아니 게용야기 제 행제네 랑싱기 용구 요레스 송구 요레 선자 단데 데 도스테베 갑라타기 데 케부 낭에 낭로네 게기 고팅에 슈크칭알레 로충아 슈용 찍과 야능알레 로충아 장지리셔 디네 마테베 갑레 로충아 망부도 선자 덴제게 케부기 듄라 되용바디 만주 시지리 만주 보바레 초란주 무드니 제오레 디잖아 슝라야 미기요게 아니 레가지 차대 요리 자나 슝기 가두인데 딘데기 아니 내주디게 마 쪽자 제약이 탑시 지기 요리 손자 교란주고 레규딘데 능기 요베데 하장기 뽑아요 렉소 시슈야이 안타마데 공사장 그 좀 좋고지게 예때마다 회대 안된다 뉴드 세워다 시제 냠종 요베게 면도 슈야이 도지체
초슈 페미마 지도 상도 잠불라 아니 랑도르 걸럽당 아니 찹시당 제베 아니 걸럽 sabje 나와랑은 상매 찹슈제 닝다번에 투체낭 슈에이 제라 드링게 군데 걸럽나에 타마데 제네와 베지 강뱅 겐지 구샵 색 안을 초네 숭셰 낭주 구샵 색 안을 초라 비고 슈에이
We will
Do you translate?
Yeah, Tenzilamla will translate in
French.
Yeah, this is good. So we welcome Mr. Jacques Arnaud, Président pour du Tibet, and he speaks in French, and Tenzilamla will transfer in Tibetan.
C'est toi qui traduis là. Mes frères et sœurs tibétains, je suis toujours honoré d'être au milieu de vous. Aujourd'hui, 9 juin, correspond à Sakadawa, jour commémorant la naissance, l'éveil et le passage en parinirvana du Bouddha Sakyamuni. Espérons que ce jour auspicieux fasse réaliser aux dirigeants du monde entier la vacuité et l'impermanence de notre vie et leur fasse prendre conscience qu'il n'est de bonheur qu'au travers d'une démocratie juste et équilibrée. Malheureusement, nous pleurons aussi aujourd'hui la mort de 157 de vos compatriotes, tous morts pour la même raison, l'occupation de leur pays et le manque de liberté des Tibétains. Depuis les vagues d'attentats à travers le monde, le gouvernement chinois se sert de cet argument afin de durcir encore plus la répression envers les terroristes tibétains, ouïghours et autres. Le monde vit des heures sombres et la seule solution est la compassion, l'écoute de l'autre et l'acceptance des différences. Les guerres et les dictatures ne sont pas la solution. Seulement le dialogue et l'échange nous ouvriront les voies de la paix. Rappelons-nous Tiananmen il y a 28 ans. Les étudiants voulaient simplement plus de liberté et ont été décimés par les chars de l'armée chinoise. Il faut s'ouvrir à un autre échange que celui du pot de fer contre le pot de terre. Nous, citoyens de pays libres, devons apporter tout notre soutien à la cause tibétaine et à sa culture afin d'éviter un génocide sans retour. Il ne s'agit plus de seulement demander une quelque forme d'autonomie pour le Tibet, mais une indépendance totale et sans condition. Je voulais aussi, en ce jour, rendre hommage à Elliot Sperling, éminent tibétologue et sinologue, qui nous a malheureusement quittés en janvier dernier.
Mr. Elliot Spelling gol tuk shudu dus kuna pödön tol ya keva chambures ani pödön da yami lugu gol keva chambu chane dawa tangwenal ya chombures.
Elliot avait compris l'importance de l'étude des civilisations tibétaines et chinoises afin de pouvoir argumenter lors de ses prises de parole. Il s'est toujours engagé pour une autodétermination du peuple tibétain et surtout pour le sauvetage de la langue et de la culture tibétaine, prouvant encore une fois qu'un dialogue sérieux et ouvert permet d'obtenir plus de résultats.
Kurang da jami da pebe ne ju ke keba yinza da ba ri pebe shiri da jami shiri nyamdo nyamship chawres chan sungu yores ani kurang gi samle na ya da ba ri da pe na ya da self determination se a ji yinji mi ji god sigures and di yombi na ani mune maung ba di ya ke to ya yores chan sigures.
Aujourd'hui, tenons-nous tous debout, encore plus qu'avant, face à cette montée de l'extrémisme et de l'intolérance, et restons solidaires face à ce défi qui nous concerne tous. J'ose espérer qu'un jour, vous les Tibétains pourrez répéter les mots du pasteur Martin Luther King. Free at last, we are free at last.
And in this unser shuru delia Martin Luther King said the mitchambu shush get a chambu kuran tombre minahore kurang somba di nye shudu dus and tama de rawan ragioris tama de rawan ragioris tama de rawan ragioris.
Regalo.
먼저 걸업 송전낭의 타마디 전혀 배강 긴게진 구샵 제가는 조기 걸업 독sabje 나와라 닝타관 투세나 쉬었다 아니 당원주 군주 상황로 두세 민족 원에 공남을做了 디 다다 패군에 做了 아니 투실랭배 도스페야이.
So Monsieur Lonchet and Monsieur Arnaud are leaving now, and the president of the Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein wants to offer them for a white scarf. Thank you.
Sind Sie auch in Villach dabei? Ja, sicher. Ah ja, da sehen wir uns. Ja.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Longchamp and Monsieur Arnaud. I'd like to take the opportunity and thank all speakers from the bottom of my heart. It was especially Mr. Norman Baker, who who has been a long-standing campaigner for Tibet over 20 years, also Mr. Martin Bursig. So thank you, all of you, for your great support and being here today. So there is another announcement to make. Close from here, there is a village called Verrier. And they have a marketplace closed called Place du Tibet. And on Saturday, September 16, there is a big Tibetan festival with dance and singing from Tibetans. And there is also photo exhibition, yoga, and all of you are welcome to be there. So. Tout près de Genève se trouve la commune de Verrier. Depuis des années, il y existe la place du Tibet, ce qui n'existe nulle part en Suisse. Le samedi 16 septembre, une grande fête tibétaine sera faite au centre de Verrières, sur la place du Tibet. Grand programme riche avec chants et danses. Contes tibétains, films et conférences sur le Tibet, de la nourriture du Tibet, cours de yoga et expo photo de l'Himalaya. Vous êtes tous bienvenus. So, thank you. So now, word of thanks by by the president of Tibetan community of Switzerland and Liechtenstein. So we like to ask all of the speakers to come to the stage again. No? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Vote of thanks by the president. Sorry.
닝 타반에 투체나 수야라 나란주 스위스탄 레덴스탄 브리미망게 쪽소 아니 댄스 연구래야 댄데 수야이 투지 치슈 칼롭 송지 나로나 수야 담보 도마데 아니 리고 초고 게르 뭐지 뜨베 아니 겸네 긴두나 바다 아니 유럽 조슈 아니 지리 삼도 잠바스레라 쯧베 지수 넘버 산에 구섭 던져 공무도 되질라 쯧베 던질레 공 레전 넘버다 아니 스위스나 레데스나 베르 미망기 조슈 라니 베말라 디가나시 투미 넘버다 안 다른데 베베 미만 넘버 상말이야 참데스 텔레 슈아다 찹치 안 다른데 만주기 차시 티바나시 제제 안 랭귀 칸레 조소 손자 랭귀 되게 나라 냠슈 난겐다 되게 나로라 저와 유베기 아니 미나 용조려야 아니 그 스스탄 레디스나 베르미망기 찹슈데 닝타반 투시셰 슈야다 되게 제려야 인지토니야 다른데 군전 남발이야 투시셰 슈야지 슈고고 손자 뒤제 망부 말레부터네 아니 렌젤 슈야리야 다시 공도 지도 삼바 잠돌라네 잠바상 트링라네 수마나시 제제 아니 간체 찍디 뱀이 찍디라디 아니 고도 캠바지다 뒤나면 아니 찍디레 마트와 거야 디가나 신기 아니 벽이 대배 탑쪽이 채도 아니 랭귀지 채다 총숨 소소기 가져 전세 빠스데 미래 모래를 게티바용 임바선자 대든 나바금도 두베다 두투베기 아니 베전난 거야 신도 게침보레스 체제 슈야이 아니 디가나 신기 아니 치론 이도 좁게 로라 아니 냠데 제소기 로시기나 테마직 아니 소야기 소체 유피아기 소체데 치론이도 좁게나 임바다 갑디디 아니 자나라 자나 드라미기 톱단다 디게 가라 아니 심주다 아니 총도 슈셰셰데 자나 강 차기 여러 손자 아니 단다 니도 좁게기 총도 말레기 봐도 땡땡 안주 랭귀 담이 나서지 고디 슈고야지 차그래 디디 임바이나야 아니 뱀이 용조 냠슈낭 도야기 베조 나로나 시제 비구슈야이 대젤이야 단다 군전솔 두지셰 슈야이 Dear fellow Tibetans, friends and friends of Tibet, on behalf of the Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association and the International Campaign for Tibet,
I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to the Tibet support groups, individuals and organizations, and all of you who came here today to raise your voice against injustice and oppression and supporting justice and non-violent struggle of Tibetan people. Today we are here in Geneva in front of United Nations. We express our deep concern about the human rights situation in Tibet. We are calling for urgent intervention from the international communities to help bringing China's repressive policies and practices in Tibet to an end, as they drive Tibetans into the tragic act of self-immolation protest. On 19th May, the young Tibetan monk Jamyang Losel, age of 22, set himself on fire in protest, bringing the number of self-immolation in Tibet since 2009 to a total of 149 cases. Only since March this year, 4 Tibetans have already self-immolated to protest China's repressive policies in Tibet. Therefore, the Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, the Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association, and International Campaign for Tibet are jointly organizing a grand rally today coinciding with 35th UN Human Rights Council session in Geneva in order to amplify their voices to stop China violating human rights in Tibet, to release Panchen Lama and all the political prisoners, to China must open Tibet to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, and UN member state ensure China is made accountable during UN Human Rights Commission's Universal Periodic Review in 2018. So I want to thank everyone here to urge United Nations for justice. No matter what situation is going on, no matter in which direction the wind blows, we have to keep moving forward. As once upon a time, a legend social activities has said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. So we will never give up and keep moving forward to fight for our rights. Thank you all again. And especially, we are deeply thankful to all speakers for their message of support and dedication in favor of our common case. Thank you very much, and I would like to personally thank to Mr. Martin Bussig, Mr. Norman Becker, Mr. Zhang Fing, Mr. Andrew Gottling, Mr. Stefano Dallari, Mr. Reni Longe, Mr. Kai Müller, Mr. Ivan Rocher, Mr. Sheikh Arnold, and Mr. Samdhu Chabatsirila, Tibetan members of Parliament, Europe and South Africa. You all joined us today to demonstrate your solidarity with the Tibetan people. Thank you all very much to be here with us today and your solidarity on Tibet issue. And next, I want to thank especially to ICT and all the members of ICT around the world for supporting us this second time, and hoping that in future we could work together again and again till the Tibet issue is solved. Thank you, ICT. Then I like to thank Mr. Ngutub Dojila, the representative of Tibet office in Geneva, and his crew to make this grand rally possible. And sir, we Tibetans in Switzerland and Liechtenstein are really very proud of you and on your leadership. Thank you very much for leading us all the time. Then of course, I'd like to thank Mr. Thomas Buckley and all the members of Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association to work together all the time as a family. Thank you all. And I want to thank everybody here who joined today's grand rally. Thank you all very much. Here with my concluding words, never give up and keep moving forward to reach the destination of our struggle. Now I'd like to request all the guest speakers come on the stage to receive a white scarf, traditional scarf of Tibetans. And now I'd like to request Mr. Ngutub Dojila, representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Geneva, Mr. Thomas Buckley, the president of Swiss Tibet Friendship Association, Mr. Lanying Pema, vice president of Tibetan community in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, to offer the white scarf to the speakers as a symbol of thanks in Tibetan traditional way. Thank you all and Trisha Dele. Long life His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Bejalo! 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 Tuchera!
미망 넘버 렌제라 세라 슈야라 탄당만즈 체 아니 게니 체베 군데 넘버라야 투지 링베 나메 링라 딕체 다랑라 아니 접지 리콘 케는 거체 우베 아니 긴둥기 대남네 트시솔 나우주당 디체라 아니 만조 무티제 김베 나야레 디체라 아니 뭐 가르사 드림기 사가다와 안도 송수 쉬어야래 상물하게 제만하러나 쉬어야다 아니 차다 나러나
아니 미마 조신 라니 빼말라라 슈야라 아니 공무도 도지라라 안 투지체 슈야기 안 제다지 표나로나 슈야 투체나 사마차다로나
toge chora ngoda sheda begeshi dene jite gebe chashi sumo me jolo bo koye 着西修，松下主角松见着西修，大家姐妹松见着西修，一位姑松都见着西修，别当做马个把一些努不把上些。心间热瓦公在边，上班主边扎西手。
미망 렌제 상월로 단다 페모노로 지 슈로나 슈에이 단다 가서 무티제 gembeje
political prisoners in Tibet release all political prisoners in Tibet release Panchen Lama release Panchen Lama Panchen Lama release Panchen Lama release Panchen Lama release Panchen Lama free Tashi Wonchu 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 United Nations United Nations United Nations United Nations stand up for justice 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 United Nations wake up 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 United Nations break your silence break your silence United Nations break your silence United Nations demolitions and erasure in Iran let the Dalai Lama protect the Tibet let the Dalai
Lots of any drink that sugar down there. I don't want to give one care of which the Uber entering the Chedwan, Chiki Jangang, and in the Mina Nambaki, Tuzo Dang, Kolo Namba, Tanashi Miman Dang, and Mimanki, Yamshu Nawa, Samaloya, and also Kuriso Sunda Loki substitute in company teacher cutting chess you are down, and drink legal the two skating on a Dubai, teacher Samalo. And in the Caleb, that now the people